At Form 2, I lost my dad. It was a very difficult period in our lives. Those days, death was not common. It is not something that I really thought that I would go through at that particular time. So my mom really had to struggle. I'm the firstborn in the family of 5, and during that time, we were also living with 3 of our nieces. Cousins who also their parents had passed on. So my mom really had to struggle as a civil servant to raise us up, to take us to school. So life became quite difficult when I was in Form 2. And really the future became a bit bleak because then we were not sure if my mom would be able to take care of 5 of us together with 3 of our cousins with a small salary for a civil servant. But in any case, she struggled a lot. Apart from her main job, she also, had side hustles. So we kept chicken. She got into the mitumba business just to try and make ends meet. And at the end of the day, then I was able to graduate from Form 4. And during the period of waiting to the university, that's how I got to Strathmore to pursue my CPAs. And then pursuing CPAs was about peer pressure. At that time, I wanted to be a tour guide. Now I've graduated. That is not becoming possible. Then all the friends around me were pursuing finance and business. And then I said, why not? I will also follow suit. So I think it was also a struggle to find your place and your purpose in life. And sometimes I think in those initial stages, I was being swayed a lot by what was happening around me. And I think it's quite critical right now as we support young people on knowing and understanding what they want to pursue in life. That guidance that time was not really there. So when I was called to university to do my environmental studies, I was like, now I want to do business and finance. I've started my CPAs. How can I do environmental studies? So I was really confused at that particular point. So when I went to KU, I wanted to change faculties from environment, then I go to business and finance so that I can pursue the same trail of thought. But for some reason, my mom was also a civil servant in the Ministry of Mines then. So and environmental issues were really coming to the fore and gaining a lot of attention in the world. And together with some uncles of mine and the networks that they had that worked at UNEP, they said, this is a green area in Kenya. It's going to grow big. Just pursue it. Because even in our class, we were not many. So we were very few students. So they convinced me. I stayed on in the environmental space. I cleared. I went to NEMA, started my first internship. But then in 2003, my mom passed on. Again, it was a very difficult time in our lives because then I was forced to grow up quickly. I'm the firstborn in our family. And the struggles that we went through during that time in terms of getting the support you require. I didn't have a job. I was in, just starting my internship. I had to take care of, find ways in which we could put food on the table. So it was a difficult period at that time. And that's why in my first internship then I landed in a not-for-profit, the one that was dealing with HIV/AIDS affected children. And it really gave me the platform to understand what we were going through and what my siblings would be going through because we had already started experiencing lack of support. Yes, some people would like to help, but they would not have the means to help. We still had younger siblings in primary and in secondary school. I didn't know how we would manage putting food on the table, paying their school fees. So it was quite a struggle. So that space enabled me then to heal, and because then if you're delivering programs for children who've been affected, who are vulnerable, then you also get to be part of the process and heal and understand what children are going through, and it resonates with your own personal experience. So when I got into Kanko for HIV/AIDS programs, given the fact that that is not what I went to school for, but then the experiences and the solutions they were offering really spoke to the conditions and what we were experiencing at home at that particular moment. And therefore, I started thinking about, if we are going through this, how many more children are going through these kinds of things? And perhaps this is the space that I need to be in terms of you know, finding solutions and enabling these children to also live more, dream more, and become more, because the future can really be bleak if you don't have both of your parents, you don't have a means of putting food on your table, supporting your siblings through school. So I did my internship, was given 3K as a start, then 5K. So you could imagine, you use that for transport, you use that for, you know, food, and then you have to find ways of negotiating with schools on school fees, you know, so that your siblings could actually stay in school as you look for support. And there are a few uncles and aunties who really came through for us, and may God bless them for that. But you can imagine a child who doesn't have that support, and they're quite a number. So I got into that place, and, you know, I found my purpose, you know, transforming the lives of children, young people, and women, so that they can be able to thrive and become more, because the odds are really quite a lot for families, for young people who don't have a support system around them. So ever since I've found myself in this field, and this is where I am right now, my place and my purpose, and what I find comfort and motivation in, is really, you know, finding solutions that would enable young people, children and women become more, especially in a world of today where children experience a lot of violence. Children are also orphaned, or their parents are absent. Women are also undergoing a lot. They're trying to balance work and family. At the same time, they're experiencing different forms of violence. So it's a space that I've come to resonate with. I find it easy for me to be able to be in their place, understand, because I went part of what they are currently going through. And therefore, right now, I lead a team of 27 professionals, and our role is raising awareness about what children, young people, and women could be going through behind closed doors, co-creating solutions with them, and inspiring others, including government, to